So far we've done one mitzvah. We've done the mitzvah of emunah. The mitzvah of emunah is to walk around with the attitude that there's a Borei Olam. Not just a Borei Olam who did create, a Borei Olam who's responsible for the existence of everything every second. And Anochi Hashem Elokecha asher yotzisecha me'eretz Mitzrayim, he is mashgiach. Hashem is responsible for events. Not only that, but there's a goal. Asher yotzisecha me'eretz Mitzrayim. He took us out of Mitzrayim. There was reason for that. The world was created for a purpose, and it will arrive at that purpose. And we can't wait till it arrives at that purpose. Now, included in this mitzvah of emunah, walking with the consciousness of Hashem's existence, is the understanding that He's real. He's really, really there. So although the mitzvah of tefillah is not one of the sheish mitzvahs tmidiyos, tefillah includes an element of emunah. Meaning, and this is so important, when you daven, you have to make sure that you're not just going through this ceremony of holding a siddur and saying a lot of words and shaking back and forth. You have to realize that you're talking to the Borei Olam. He's really there. He's really, really there. He listens, he cares. It makes a difference. He's the one to talk to because he's the one that runs the world. Bitachon. Where's there a mitzvah of bitachon? It's also a subset of emunah. If Hashem is there, Hashem has purpose, Hashem runs the world, I can be sure He's going to help me get there. I can be sure that Hashem is going to see to it. That if I want to do what's right, I'm going to be able to. Hashem will see to it that only the best thing possible will happen to everybody. Now, that's getting a little more complicated already. For that we have to learn a few more mitzvahs till we can be so secure. But at least that Hashem is really there and He is responsible for events. Nothing's random. Nothing happened accidentally. That's emunah. Living with that attitude. The next mitzvah is the law of lo yihyeh. Lo yihyeh l'chol acherim. No false avodah zaras. Now, you see, in the olden days, avodah zarah was an issue. Chazal tell us that there was a yitzra d'avodah zarah. It was a drive. It was a natural drive that every human being had. He just needed to bow down to a stone. It was insane. Pasha, every human being had to be kovish yitzra in order not to bow down to stones. We don't have that today. That's not our nisoyin. That's b'chalal not our nisoyin. If anything, our nisoyin is kfira, different forms of kfira, at least just not caring, not wanting to think about the fact that there's a Borei Olam. But the Torah is so full of azharis against avodah zarah. So what? That whole part of Torah is b'chalal not negeh b'zman hazeh. Well, obviously the Yisur is there. But as far as it being an issue that we have to deal with, so I know, often it's turned into drush. And in one school they'll tell you that TV is avodah zarah. I'm behind the times. All the media, this is avodah zarah, that's avodah zarah. Anything a teacher wants you not to do is avodah zarah. He used to tell us about chametz on Pesach, that it's the same idea. But for real, how does it apply to us? What is an avodah zarah? What is an avodah zarah that's really relevant? The Chinuch writes that included in this Isser is even if one's got an awareness that Hashem is the single Bari Olam, but that He gave the koyach to something, that He gave the koyach to independent koyach to something else, that's also avodah zarah. You believe that Hashem gave independent koyach to something else, that is avodah zarah. I'm not getting into drush now. Well, obviously this is not the Isser of bowing down to sticks and stones. There's something that goes on inside us whenever we're faced with a choice, say, of being honest or dishonest. Mominous. Let's take mominous. Dollars and cents. That talks to people. You have a question of what you feel is getting rich, but it involves dishonesty. What's going on inside you? What are the two sides? One is telling you, there's Rabbeinu Shalom. You got to do what's right. You got another side that's telling you, but I want to be rich. And this is the way to get rich. The way to get rich is to lie, cheat, steal. Let's go a little further. Why do you want to be rich? Why do you want to be rich? So we don't make all these cheshbonos. What's really going on is everyone is looking for success, for ultimate happiness. And what we see before us are two roads. There's Hashem, which is the voice of what's right, what's good. Almost like your mother's voice telling you to wear a coat when it's cold outside and to brush your teeth. The voice of reason. And then there's another one. And what's that second voice? The road to success. When we're young, it's the road to fun. Because fun is what makes you happy. It's the road to success. And it sounds like, there are two mahalchim. We have one mahalach. The mahalach that's called good, and it's promising us, I guess, olam haba or something like that. And another one, which is promising us a different success. But it's real success, and it's happiness, and it's what we're really looking for. And it provides. So what are we saying? We're saying that there's a real competition. What we're saying is that there's a road to success by way of lying, cheating, stealing. If I'll be dishonest, I'll be able to make money. I'll be able to make money, I'll have money. I'll have money, I'll be able to do. I'll have power, I'll have fame. I'll be able to take care of all of my needs and desires. So I have an independent road to success. By running away from Hashem, doing something He tells me is wrong. It's not bowing down to sticks and stones, but what you're saying is that Hashem created the world in a way that there are two roads. There's the one for the goody-goodies, the good people, and there's another one that's practical. And it makes things happen. It really makes things happen. Doesn't this smell like avodah zarah? You think I'm using too big a word. But the truth of the matter is that what we're saying is that there's another road to success. There's Hashem's road, the one He says to take, and there's another road. The alternative. There's something else that'll bring me success. I want to go just a little deeper. and this may be a chiddush to you because it's true. The truth is, it's a machloikas rishonim. It seems that many rishonim hold that avodah zarah really worked. What does it mean? There are the koichas atuma. Gamezelu mazel salakim. Hashem created koichas tuma. The reason why they're not so available today is once the Anshe Knesset Hagdola got rid of that Yitzra d'Avodah Zarah, things went down, there was less available in the Bria, and by the way, we lost out on the other side, the Zelu Mazeh, we also lost out on Nevuah. But there were these Koiches Atuma that you can tune into, where if you wanted it to rain, it would rain. You had to find the right kind of sacrifice for the right kind of whatever, and it would rain. You'd get things. The Rambam sheet is that the whole thing, they were just imposters. They were just a bunch of fakers, nothing else. What we read of Eliyahu Bara Carmel, of what they tried doing, to when it didn't really work, they were faking it. According to the Rambam, that's all that ever existed. But other Rishonim say not like that it really existed. So what's so terrible about Avodah Zarah? So what if someone wanted to use Avodah Zarah? What was the problem? Avram Avinu. We're all taught the story of Avram Avinu. Terach tells him to mind the store. So what happens? So Avram Avinu goes and knocks down all the Avodah Zarahs, leaves one up there, this one, the big one, they got into a fight, and this one... and Terach says, come on, that doesn't happen. So Avraham Avinu says, how can you believe in it? Who, what? Terach didn't think of that? I mean, what's so profound? Terach didn't think of that. Terach was so dumb. The Terach says that Avodah Zarah had the ability to do things. But how? The human being would press the right buttons and that would make things happen. The Avodah Zarah didn't have a mind of its own. What Avram Avinu tainted was, you see, when I tell you that they got into a fight and independently they made decisions, you know that that's not something they can do. Although they do have koiches, but they're all creations of the Rabbeinu Shalom. They don't have an independent mahalach. It's not somebody there that's taking you somewhere. You are using them. What's wrong with Avodah Zarah? It's taking you nowhere. What's our tachlis in being in this world? You need rain. The tachlis in being in this world is you need money. There's a tachlis to this world. The tachlis is the Rebbeinu Shalom created us, and we'll talk about this over and over again. The Rebbeinu Shalom created us. And Mesilas Yesharim says, Lisaneg al Hashem, to become closer and closer to the Rebbeinu Shalom by becoming bigger people. It's a process of growth. It's a process of becoming wiser and finer and bigger until you get to the point where you can be misaneg al Hashem, lihonis miziv shchinasoi, what Mesilas Yesharim says, the greatest pleasure on earth, the greatest pleasure in heaven, the greatest pleasure that could possibly be. This is what it's all about. Life, all the challenges of life are what build us. They make us bigger. Avodah Zarah is the easy way out. Avodah Zarah means I don't have to put up with any of the struggles of life. I need something. Press the button, it rains. You get what you want. No, the Rebbeinu Shalom gives us a life that's a little bit challenging and tough. You have to rise to the occasion. The Rebbeinu Shalom gives us Yisurim. He deprives us of things until we grow into it. Sometimes we become bigger through the suffering. Sometimes we do a little cheshbon hanefesh the way you're supposed to, and we realize we did something wrong, and now we change our ways. Or we do a cheshbon hanefesh and realize that there's something greater that we could have done and didn't. We grow through our struggles. We grow through our challenges. Avodah Zarah. Avodah Zarah is the greatest. You don't grow. You don't become an anybody. You just press the buttons. You find the right way of getting your rain. You got your rain. You go through your whole life full of convenience, and you remain a nobody. So what was the tachlis of your being here? I don't know. I guess to go through life and make sure that you're comfortable. Avodah Zarah is taking the different koiches that the Rebbeinu Shalom put in the Bria and making them an end for themselves. Like the Chinuch says, that the Rebbeinu Shalom gave koiches to other things, and they're independent. As if there's another mahalach. As if there's another way of attaining success, happiness. No. What the Rebbeinu Shalom created in the Zel U'umah Zeh is the road to building yourself through life, becoming a somebody. It's tikkun amidus. It's becoming a real person. It's developing your tselem elokim. It's standing up to rising to the occasion, standing up to challenges. And then there's another mahalach. I just want to get rid of my problems. Get them out of the way. Just get them out of the way. It's taking you nowhere. And what are you doing? You're giving that a legitimacy. You're saying, yeah, that's another mahalach. Hashem gave me another way to be successful. Success without growth. Once again, it's not a literal avodah zarah. Be yisoid. That's what avodah zarah is all about. So if I tell myself I can lie, still, cheat, and that's going to make me successful, then you're doing the same thing as the guy who went through the ritual to get rid of all of his problems and remain a nobody. That's what it's all about. That means be yisoid. Be yisoid, the shorish of avodah zarah, is not so much the bowing down to sticks and stones. The yisoid of avodah zarah is considering that there's really an alternative. There are two choices. Yeah, I know this is the good one, and that's the bad one. But this is the good one. This is the good one. The voice of reason. Yeah, it's for the goody-goodies. But the other one's, it's a viable alternative. It's another thing I can do. It's another way I can get through life and be happy. It's going to bring me success. That's a Yihyeh. It's got to be understood. There is no alternative. You can play around. You can cop out once and twice and the third time, but ultimately you're not going to have success. You're not going to go anywhere. You're going to go through life, not have grown. And then when we're gone, there's nothing left. That's a Yihyeh. That's the Yihyeh of today.